Last time on Karen Z, Karen found herself alone, hungry, and afraid in the dark wilderness outside the mid-sized city of Prehevel. What awaited her was nothing but sheer terror and pain and suffering, and I can't even continue with this back. Welcome back to Let's Play Fear and Hunger 2 Termina. Last time we began our Maso mode playthrough, and it got off to a bit of a bumpy start. I executed very poorly several aspects of the run, but I also got amazing luck in all the areas that counts. In fact, the only thing I'm really behind on is I don't have two small things amulets like I would want, but that was not really something I considered to be super critical, and I got all of the things that I needed to cover for that, considering we don't have it. I just need to make sure we got some pep pills real quick. Did I already pass by them? Yes, okay. Two, good. That is just in case we get into a fight with any bobbies. Let me see, I actually want the Leechmonger ring instead of the Ring of Wraiths. Now that we have the sewer winch, we of course can get access to Prehevel sewers, so we're going to want to travel back into the alleyway. We're going to blow past the apartment for a moment. We'll come back to that when we actually have some skills to deal with some of the things that we may come across. Now, of course, we have to roll a couple mob encounters here, so that's just something we gotta deal with. I will quickly pop into the apartments just to reset the Moonscorch timer. See that rug there? As long as you do not step onto that rug, the door will not lock and you will not be trapped in here. And I'm just letting my stamina recharge also, so that we can quickly run, and we're just going to ignore those bellends, grab a few things along the way. I'm not going to grab anything that'll slow me down too much. I'm going to ignore chests, and we'll make our way to the Central Street, where we can get into the bookstore. Hopefully get Alchemilla Volume 2. That's the only book left that I really care to have, so I would really like it if we got it. It's not super critical if we don't get it, but it would be nice. Okay, and we're just going to head up here and make our way into the bookstore. There is, of course, a Bobby in here, but he's relatively easy to avoid so long as I don't get careless. Get the Tale of Pocket Cat Volume 2 there. Gets the money from the register. Bobby doesn't like going past certain areas here. There we go, Alchemilla Volume 2. So yeah, good way to deal with this guy and just get all the stuff you want is to just juke him around the table. And hey, the last skin Bible also, so we've pretty much got everything that we need. Let me see, let me craft the murky vials before I forget. Also, any yellow vials we can make. And hey, 4 murky vials. I haven't really gone over this too much, because it came up sporadically in the main Let's Play. Let me see, I do have 1 light blue vial. You know what, I'll craft another brown vial just in case something unfortunate happens in the sewers. Murky vials, very interestingly, I'm not sure if this is a bug or not, but murky vials actually bypass the evasion that bobbies have on their spinning heads and can just kill them instantly without having to do the rigmarole of trying to get to the stop. So that's an option you have for taking them out if you get caught in a bit of an unfortunate situation where you get trapped by them. I don't particularly care too much about anything that we could get from chests at this point. If I get a Bevelstone before we get into the church, that would absolutely be nice to have. But we've already gotten pretty much all the main things I would really like to have, like the Salmon Snake Soul, so not overly concerned there. Yeah, unfortunately, I had no choice to take a shot there. I got a little bit of spare time so I can pick up that lucky coin there. Not going to be wasting my lucky coins on chests anymore. What I get from them is what I get from them. What we want to do right now is make our way to the sewers. And the sewers access is pretty important, because once you pop that open and you solve the puzzle for the sewage treatment facility, that gives you a way to bypass all the bell ends around the city, allowing us to just completely maneuver around the city freely, going through the sewers. Of course, we still have issues to deal with, like mine, but as far as monsters go, the neighbors, they're much easier to avoid than anything else above ground. Plus, going through here, we don't have to worry about getting blasted by rare, so that's the main reason that the sewers is so important. So, you do want to be a bit careful here. There is a Moon Scorch contestant roaming the sewers, and it's a bit random how he appears. Basically, oh man, I'm getting terrible luck on these chests. He will pop his head, there he is. He will pop his head out of the waterway, and he'll pop his head out again, and after the third time, he will jump up and fight you. That is a very, very difficult to fight to win if you have teratophobia, so I'd be very, very mindful of that if that is the case. But we don't have to worry too much about that. If he did fight me, I would use a brown file to give myself extra turns. Then I would chuck ornament lanterns or murky vials, whatever I had. Probably just ornament lanterns, since I have a good supply of those. I would chuck those at his body to inflict him with burn, and then I would basically just focus on healing and stalling until he croaks. And with the extra evasion from the brown vial, you'd have no trouble there. If you do not have access to brown vials, you'll probably take a little bit more damage, but again, as long as you don't have teratophobia, the fight is perfectly winnable. Yeah, teratophobia is an absolute killer if you have it. Eratophobia is also ticked by a lot of dangerous enemies like Bellends and a couple of the Moon Scorch contestants, so I would be mindful of having that as well. So those are the two big ones to avoid. The other one that is not particularly desirable, but isn't super critical to avoid, is Nosophobia. Most of the Moon-Scorched villagers, the Moon-Scorched Ghoul, and most dangerously, Death Masks trigger Nosophobia. So that's something to be mindful of. Anything else, though, is perfectly manageable. Zoophobia, the only things that you care about that trigger that are Headless Hounds, and to a lesser extent, Rancid the Sergal. But by the time we fight Rancid, we're going to have all the things we need to beat him without any major headaches to begin with. I already got the Salmon Snake rune, so, you know, I've already avoided the two biggest threats from his Spear Swings, which is Bleed and Limb Loss, so no worries there. But yeah, the item RNG I've been having is actually pretty amazing, and I'm glad I was able to lock that in with a Book of Enlightenment. Let me just use food real quick. I always want to just keep myself topped off. Whenever you see that your character is getting hungry, you may as well just eat in Maso mode, because you don't have to worry about conserving your food supplies. You will get way more than you could ever possibly hope to use in Maso mode. Heading down into here, I'm going to be avoiding the Ratkin fight, because unlike Moonless, there is no chance in heck I'm going to be able to win that the way I would want to. And I already have an Eye of Sylvian. Like I said, the Eye of Sylvian does stack, so there is actually some degree of purpose to getting more than one if you would like it. I just don't think it's that necessary most of the time, so I'm not going to bother with it too much. And who knows, with, like, the weird way the item RNG works in this game, very possible that... Oh, that is beautiful! Bremen Elite Helmet, best helmet in the game. Like, yeah, like, just 10% extra damage resistance right there, and it gives me immunity to blind. That actually might allow me to pass... Actually, that will allow me to pass on something I was planning on doing. When we got into the church, I was planning on making a save, and I was going to... just reload continually on the Bremen Elite Soldier to get the chest plate and the helmet from him. I'm still gonna try for the chest plate, but since I already have the helmet, it's not super necessary that I, like, go for the chest plate. I'll probably get something that's close enough in power to that naturally. There's, of course, Moonless's Roar. Now, let me see. Let's just get down to here, get the remaining penny buns that we want. We got all of those blue vials there, so let's just use those up. Let me see. Let me equip the Eye of Sylvian real quick and just use a beer. Moonless can, of course, do a little bit of mind damage, which is something that you can't avoid since it has perfect accuracy. So, just to make sure we're not put into a situation where the fight ends and I'm at 0 mind, which, since I plan on utilizing burn damage, that's a very real concern. Now, let me see. Yeah, may as well do that. Moonless does have a chance of giving infection, I believe, so may as well keep the Salmon Snake rune on. It is ridiculous how much stuff that gives you protection against. So, if you remember how this strategy works, we of course want to place the gas canister, and we want to wait until Moonless is just about ready to close in on us. And at that point, we will use the brown vial, give ourselves a nice boost of speed, and more critically for avoiding damage, evasion, of course. And we will start on the extra turn by attempting to blind Moonless. Moonless is so susceptible to blind. Every time I've used glass shards on her, it's always, yeah, connected on the first try. Might be related to, you know, she has the multiple eyes and already an existing eye injury, so, you know, makes her that much more susceptible to that. Alright, first order of business is that we want to whack the black steel out of Moonless's back there, and we want to use that to pump up our damage. Notice that black steel seems to take relatively close to full damage there. But yeah, look at that with the extra damage from, or the extra attack power from the Brown Vial. We're going to be able to do some gangbuster damage on the miasma there. You want to focus on taking the miasma because I've said this so many times, but it does bypass evasion. So no amount of blindness or... Man, that's weird. Don't usually miss like that. That is actually super unfortunate that Moonless is using Piercing Howl so much, because Mind is such a big problem for most of the game. Okay, there we go. Now this fight is basically, oh, come on, stop doing that! Whatever. And I'm just going to, do some standard whacks here. Why am I missing? Weird. Don't usually have, big accuracy problems like that. Whatever. This fight should be over soon enough. Black Steel is pretty much the best weapon Karin can hope to get. We could potentially get the Red Virtue from the Heartless one, but it's just, I don't think that's a good usage of the circle in there. Okay, so we should be coming in soon. Yes, there we go. And unfortunately, Moonless dies because there is no August to save her, because he has already taken care of himself. Alright, let's get ourselves topped off here. Once again, always equip the Eye of Sylvian if you have it before utilizing any healing items. Use a wine vial there just to give ourselves a nice boost, and a singular blue vial with the Eye of Sylvian will top us back off. I could probably exploit some weak healing on easier enemies, but I don't really think that's worth it, so I'm not going to go for that. Now, let's see. Yeah, that should do everything for us, so let's move on here. Of course, we want to head into the basement. I don't care about the Telectroscope, but there is some ammo to pick up, and we can kill the doppelganger Tanaka for some extra shillings, so may as well take our opportunity to do that, right? Okay. Heading into here, take 9mm bullets, always nice, and some 303 ammo. That's actually what I was hoping for. Would have liked 2 bits of that, but whatever. Hey, Tanaka. Oh, doppelganger Tanaka. Alright, let me see here. I do want to be a little bit careful. Yeah, we should be fine against what this guy can do to us. Let's just attack him outright. I don't think he should be able to hit hard enough to cause any serious problems, so I'm just going to start working his torso straight out. Fortunately, this is based on the weakest version of Tanaka, so actually, a single revved hit should probably take him out here. Nah, I still got a little bit more HP. So yeah, it took some more damage than I really would have liked there, but it's not a huge deal. And hey, crits are always nice, so let's just take everything he's got there. Free lucky coin, free 20 shillings. Cannot go wrong there. Alright, Tanaka's head as a trophy. Good stuff, good stuff. You know what? I'm actually not going to bother with topping off my health real quick, because I actually do have a plan for when we get into the church. Let's climb up here. Now, going into the church, of course, we're going to grab the effigy, we're going to grab the church keys, and we're more or less just going to ignore everything there. I do not feel like getting into any encounters, but we will stop and draw the sigils we want to. Gonna draw the Fear and Hunger symbol, of course, to create an extra opportunity to save when we are ready to do that. I'm also going to draw a singular Sylvian symbol, and we will use that less so for the healing and more just for the boost of affinity, though obviously the healing is pretty nice also. And let me see, what was I gonna say? one thing that I do want to cover, unfortunately, is that functionally we only have access to 3 circles in Maso mode for asymmetrical circles. A very big problem with the one in the Ruined Shack is that I don't think you can actually get to it and draw a symbol for what you would like to draw without actually getting back inside in time to not be blasted by rare. If anybody can prove that you can make it and still get back indoors safely, please let me know. But definitely before sprinting got added, you could not make it. It was impossible. If you drew rare symbol, you could draw that, but of course rare is kind of useless, so I don't really think that's that helpful. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. The reason you could draw rare symbols, of course, is because you could just dive into the rare dimension after you draw it and reset the Moonscorch timer that way. Kind of ironic, really. Alright, draw the symbol of Sylvian there. Get a nice full restore. The reason I lit the candle there is just to blunt some passive mind loss while I was just standing there. And as long as we're not being hounded by any Crimson Fathers, may as well loot some of the boxes around here. Hey, 303 ammo. Okay, he's gonna start chasing me, so I want to now get away. Hopefully shake his aggro before he gets close to the Fear and Hunger statue. Definitely don't want him to be... Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Let me see here. Okay, hold on. Let me equip the shotgun here. And this is a little trick that you can do with booby traps if you have them. Alright. I want to use the booby trap and immediately start walking down. There we go. The stun from the booby trap also allows you to use the stunning kill from the trench gun. So that's a way to conserve ammo with the trench gun if you want to use it for its insta-killing effect. Well, let's see if we get at least a soulstone. Hey! That's one of the better things you can get from that guy. Now, unlike last time, I'm not going to be an idiot and forget to grab the thing that I wanted to get, so let's actually go and get the effigy and the church keys. I'll swing back and open these doors once I have the keys. Kind of wish you could actually search this thing for stuff. Not going to bother with that Moonscorch Ghoul, though with the equipment we have at this point, we could probably defeat him pretty easily. But I just don't want to take needless risks, nor do I want to... Well, actually, I don't have to worry about bleed and infection anymore, because I got the Salmon Snake rune. Never mind. Just completely neutered the worst aspect of having to fight that guy. I do love how there's just randomly used toilet paper all around Prahival. Why and how did that stuff get stuffed in the boxes? I will never know. Alright, so let's investigate this guy. Take all his keys. The sewer key is actually pretty handy to get if you're trying to get back to the train. You can now dive into the sewer and take the route from the dock and slums area. Free Bremen gas mask. Of course, not the Bremen Elite helmet. I just want to take a look at the damage resistance on that. Is it better than the Plank Shield? Ever so slightly, yes, and it gives me slight fire resistance, so may as well go with that instead. Not sure if that, like, gives you immunity to poison or anything. Oh, out of matches. Oh, well. Must be because I lit up all the candles in Prahival Bop. Okay, get the Martyr Effigy, just so, basically, I don't have to remember to grab it later. May as well get it now. Fortunately, we have not aggroed that Crimson Father, so I can search the prison area uncontested, more or less. Let me see, nothing in that one. Does this one have a chest in it? Yes, so we'll pop this open and take what is in the chest. Eyeglasses, very nice. That's actually can potentially be handy for a fight that you don't have to do, but I'm going to do it anyway just to show it off. The reason that'll be handy is because that fight is dependent on making sure all your attacks are able to connect. Alright, so first order of business that we need to take care of is we are going to get up, we're going to clear out the church, we're actually going to head into the area by the docks within Prahival to take out that Bremen soldier, just to get a chance at getting his Bremen chest plate. If I have that, that gives me so much more survivability, so I would absolutely love to get it. We're also going to loot everything in here, of course get the bolt cutters and the vodka from the tool chest. Bolt cutters are just so I can get into the woodsman's basement and use the ritual circle without having to bother with fighting the woodsman. Not that he'd be much of a threat at this point with all the equipment we have, but any conflict that I can avoid getting into, I would like to go for that. Although I could probably just throw a murky vial at him, honestly. We'll see what happens, we'll see what happens. I don't want to go out of my way to fight things that are useless to fight. and get all these items. Purifying Talisman, of course, always good to have, just so you can get into the rare dimension in the school without having to spend a ton of money. For some reason, Purifying Talismans are ridiculously expensive to buy at 50 shillings. Fortunately, they're a fairly common loot item, so I've never been in a situation where I absolutely had to buy one to get into the school. I have been in situations where I bought one to fight the... Oh, Ballistic Shield. Well, friendship ended with Bremen Gas Mask. Ballistic Shield is my new friend. That is... yeah, that was probably the last piece of equipment, aside from the Battlestone, which I almost forgot to get, so let's go get that. I'm not going to drop off the rafters here, because we already used the Sylvian Circle, and I had already fallen a couple times in the school, so I don't want to take the risk of possibly breaking my legs here, because I have heard that is something that can happen. Of course, there's a lot of misinformation about this game, and there is potential that that's just a bug somebody experienced, so I don't really know, but why take unnecessary risks? If it happened to somebody else, it could happen to me, so let's just play it safe. Get that Battlestone. The reason I'm repeating so much stuff to myself here is because of me forgetting to grab the keys in the tunnel in the last video. I was so embarrassed by that. That was just, like, by far one of the dumbest things I've ever done in a recording. Alright, let's take the wedding ring here. Sorry, lady, you're not using it anymore. And now we can passively restore our mind, which, since we're already at full health, let's throw that on. We're going to be taking on the Bremen soldier, so what I'm going to do for him is I'm going to blast his arms off with the rifle, which is not going to cost us anything, really, since we got so much rifle ammo. And then we're just going to take him out, no problem. There's Rancid the Sergal doing his little animation there. He doesn't have to worry about being Moonscorched, because he's a little cheater. Maybe he is Moonscorched. The game never really makes it clear. Whatever, it's not a huge deal. So let's make our way down to the docks. Just go straight as possible and hopefully not get caught up on anything. Of course, we hear the gunshots, so I'm going to just let him finish up his business, taking out all of those... Where's my rifle? There's my rifle. All of those poor, innocent Moonscorched villagers, like I did so earlier. And let's see. Okay, yes, got the Battlestone equipped. So now he's just gonna ineffectually tackle us, and you know what? Yeah, since he can only tackle us, may as well throw on the Ring of Wraiths, just so we have some passive HP healing going. And we're just going to work his torso until he falls over. And yeah, not too much to say about that. Of course, tackles are a little bit annoying, but not a huge deal. And yes, the Bremen Elite Helmet does also give this guy immunity to blind, if you were to try that on him. Man, even tackles are a serious threat in this mode. Fortunately, now that we have the Ballistic Shield, we have so much protection, we're not actually... Yes! Okay, okay. That is beautiful. That is exactly what we want to see. Of course, he can also alternatively give you a rifle, which I would rather not have. Let me re-equip the Leechmonger ring, get the Salmon Snake rune back on in case I get attacked by anything unfortunate. But yes, that is perfect. That is exactly what we wanted to see. Alright, so let's just behead that guy, take his head as a trophy. We're going to clear out this little house, mostly just to reset the Moonscorch timer. Actually, do I even care about any of these things? Don't really want the young man's portrait, since that's just another option when I go to sacrifice heads that I'd rather not take. And let's go about beheading everybody. So yeah, this part is going a lot better than the previous one thus far. There are still, obviously, room for things to go wrong, but I'm not overly concerned. One thing to note that could potentially go wrong here, although it's not as big a deal at this point, is that Needles could attack us. If he does attack us, I absolutely want to make sure I guard on the first turn, because if he hits us with his coin flip attack, we would be paralyzed, and that would just be a functional loss of the fight there. Not a game over. The first time you lose to Needles, you don't actually die. You get taken to a special, not really game over cutscene, but a unique failure situation. Just quickly diving in here so I can check the rest of these barrels. Alright. Bunch of money. Probably capped out my money now, and I could probably go get a Hardened Heart. But we'll see what I want to do. There's also the potential to get a free Hardened Heart, but it might not actually be necessary. Let me see. Let me just check my shillings real quick. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It would be nice to go for the free one, but if I don't have to go for the free one, then why bother? Because it puts me in a pretty risky position, I will admit. Alright, nice. Get some free vodka there. Get meat pies. And what do I want to do now? Let's see. Now we want to make our way back to the old town and start using those ritual circles. We want to get some Grogroth affinity. Also, I almost killed myself there. Do not want to get caught in a situation like that. So let's work on making our way back to the old town and start using up all those ritual circles. How am I doing? I better be better safe than sorry. I've got a huge excess of blue vials at this point because you get those 5 from the area before Moonless. So may as well make sure that I am topped off before going into anything else. I will equip the Battlestone there. Now, we do have to be mindful heading back into Old Town because we do have our friend the Death Mask to worry about, so gotta be careful there. I should preemptively equip the Trench Gun just so we can blast him and take him out. Now that we have the Bremen chestplate, we don't really care about the armor that he provides us, but the Death Mask, the actual mask itself, will be much more helpful later on down the line when we actually have magic to use. Let's head to the first floor. And that guy will probably aggro on us as we get close to his location, so just to be safe, we're going to equip the trench gun preemptively. I have to be mindful of where he's coming from. Let's see here. Where are you, Death Mask? Come on. There he is. Yeah, luckily tension mode does give us a handy indicator that he's approaching. We'll of course take his head. And there we go. Okay, let's get Black Steel back on, since that's the main thing that we want. Let me see here. Now at this point, we can pretty much engage in combat all we want. We'll want the Leechmonger ring to mitigate health loss while I'm doing this. Let's just dive into the house real quick to reset our Moonscorch timer, and we'll start killing the things that we passed on previously. Fortunately, I should not have to worry about the Poe in the house. Alright, so for these Moonscorch ghouls, thing I like to do to take them out, this is a good strategy I learned from watching another Maso mode video, is to take out one of their arms, but not both of their arms. With only one arm left, they will do a fairly ineffectual scratch attack. Does a lot less damage than them tackling, actually. With the Salmon Snake rune, we are completely protected against his bites there, so we don't have to worry. Oh, come on. Of course, the game is committed to wasting my resources here. This is the worst luck I've had with accuracy in quite some time. I've never seen this many misses in a quick, rapid period like that. One thing to note about the Moonscorch ghouls is that if you negotiate their items off of them, they actually will not have anything to pick up when you check their bodies. Something to keep in mind there. Alright, one thing that we have to be mindful of course, is the bear traps, but also the Rusty Nail here. This will get around your infection and bleed immunity from the Salmon Snake rune, which obviously we do not want to deal with, so we will just go around that. Alright, I'm gonna kill these guys really quickly, so hold on a second. There we go, the fight basically went perfectly. Rifleman didn't take a shot, so I was able to just attack him completely uncontested. Alright, let's get all of the stuff here. No, I can behead this guy. I was considering not beheading him. Ooh, excuse me. I was considering not beheading him so that I could use him as a ghoul later, but I'm going to be drawing 2 Grogroth symbols anyway, so that's not gonna matter at all. So let's just ignore that, not worry about that. Glad that the Decrepit Priest is already dead, so I don't have to concern myself with him. We could actually probably defeat the mayor at this point, but I don't want to take any needless risks, so we'll just save him for later when I absolutely know I can kill him. One bright side about taking out the vial and trapping the Death Mask earlier is that I do not have to worry about them hassling me as I go back through Old Town, nor do I have to take any roundabout routes to get past them. So let's see. Make absolutely sure I select the right sigil here. We want to be at level 2 affinity for Grogroth so that we have access to Black Smog and Blood Golem. Both of those very important spells for continued survival in Maso mode. So we'll take care of that. Alright. Get over here. We also want to make sure we have level 3 Fear and Hunger, level 1 Sylvian, if we can help it. It's not super critical. There is an opportunity to do that later. Alright, so let's go down this way. We do have a couple of enemies on the path back, but now I should be able to defeat them without any major issue, so let me think. Do I want to actually take the risk? Nah, they're so durable. There's just a lot of chance for the fight to go wrong, so I'm just going to leave these pipe villagers alone for now. When I have an opportunity to kill them guaranteed, that's when I'll fight them. Or guaranteed before they actually get a chance to attack me. Here we will see that the Death Mask, he's just kind of like, man, what is this crap? I did not go to lumberjack school for this. I don't know what kind of oh, probably medical. There's another board with a nail. Very easy one to walk over since I don't come this way very often. Okay, sickle villagers. I'm not overly concerned about because these guys have limbs that go down in a single shot, and the bear trap is easy enough to avoid if you just do a guard, so not overly worried about what these guys can do to us. We're of course going to quickly draw the Fear and Hunger symbol down here. And once I get into the Woodsman's basement and draw the Grogroth symbol there, that's probably where we're going to come back and make our next save for this playthrough, because we've accomplished so many important things. It would be a really big hassle if I accidentally got myself killed and had to go back and do a bunch more of it. So let's just do this safe and easy. We'll more or less just ignore the Woodsman. Try to get around him as best we can. Oh, never mind. So, man, I'm gonna have to do some censorship here. Since we have a Murky Vial, let's just chuck that at him. That'll take out his head, kill him immediately. And what the heck, we'll take his key. I don't need to use the bolt cutters anymore. Well, it's so hard to avoid him. You've probably noticed at this point, but yes, it is in fact really, really annoying how limited your vision is during the night. It is so difficult to actually see what the heck you're doing. So it can make it pretty difficult to avoid enemies like the Woodsman, who, by the time you can actually see where the heck he is, he's already closing in on you and might have you in a situation where you can't get around him. And it's especially easy to panic with your movements in Maso mode, since you have no rare timer to worry about. Really, really puts a lot of pressure on you. Let's just see what we got here. Scrap metal, always nice. If I get the opportunity to pick up Trapcraft and make more bear traps, though honestly, by the time I'll be able to do that, it will probably be not desirable anymore, but you know, always appreciate the option at least. Just using up one of our beers real quick. Probably could have waited on that. Oh well. And what was the thing that I unequipped? It was the Leechmonger ring, of course. Alright. Let's get into the basement here and draw our next Grogroth symbol. And this will give us level 2 Grogroth. So now, at this point, we're ready to head back to the Orphanage and actually do what we want to there. But there's a couple of things that I want to check out. First order of business, of course, is to get back into Old Town. We'll use our Fear and Hunger statue there. Actually, you know what? Let's head back to the train instead. Let's head back to the train, because I'm going to head into the sewers anyway. So let's just quickly start running and make our way back to the shack by the... You know, I'm kind of making myself nervous here, because if I screw up my movements, I could get myself killed here. But let's assume that I'm not going to do that. It's going to be so embarrassing if I get myself killed here. Okay, so keep running. Run. Always keep yourself moving. Do not care about the green herb there. Okay. Like, you know what? Since we're out this way... Actually, nah. Why even bother with it, you know? I've got immunity to infection so long as I have the Salmon Snake rune equipped, so why even bother with it anymore? We've already got a nice surplus. So, again, always minimize needless risk to yourself. Which, speaking of needless risk, this was something that, before sprinting got added, what I'm about to do, I would not recommend doing unless you absolutely had to, like you were trying to get condensed hemlocks. Running from the train to the sewer, there is just barely enough. Before sprinting got added, you had just barely enough time to make this trip. It was almost frame perfect, your movements. If you got caught up on anything, you would die trying to make this trip. Now that sprinting exists, and it generally increases your movement speed by about 25%, so shaved, like, if you're making a 40-second trip, will probably shave off like close to 9 or 8 seconds off of that. So now this is a much safer route to take, and it is not almost guaranteed death if you screw up like it was originally. Got shot there, but that's not a huge deal. Reason we're coming into the sewers is now that we're out this way, it's a good opportunity to kill the monster, which is the guy who's popping in and out of the sewer. He's in fact the moon-scorched form of Caligura. It's a good opportunity to take him out. Okay, and he's right here, so... Ah, no. Come on, neighbors. Getting surrounded by these things. Hopefully, monster will pop up while I'm just walking through here. Come on. These guys are trying to surround me. Okay, they seem to have stopped. So let's see if we can get him to pop up over here or anything. And... that should be fine. I just saved, so if this goes badly, it's not a huge deal. Let me see. And I do have my brown vial, so I'm going to be using that. Oh, now I'm getting surrounded again. Okay. Let's just let that guy break his aggro. Come on, monster. I saw you were here. I know you can pop up here. He can pop up all over the sewer. There we go. Alright, let's take the fight. On my balls. Nice to see that even when he's a horrific monster, Caligura keeps it classy. So we want to use the brown vial to greatly increase our evasion here. He's of course going to go all pukey-wookie on us. Okay, so the Salmon Snake Rune does not give you immunity to poison. I'd read that it might do that, but it does not seem to. And we want to get burn on his body there, so let's just do that. Yep, he's burning. Okay, and we will take a hit. The nausea status greatly reduces the effect of your guard command. It reduces it to almost nothing, so don't even bother guarding when you're facing off against Caligura, because you're just going to be in permanent nausea status, and it's not going to do nearly as much as it should. Fortunately, with the burn on him, we've got plenty of healing items. It's like a hanky-panky is an end-of-turn effect, so could potentially get around that completely. Hopefully this will get close to topping me back off. Okay, give him another whack. He should be close to his break value. Yep, he's down. And now we can, okay, got the Decrepit Soul. Now we can finally use one of those white vials that I've been collecting. There we go. Gets rid of the nausea real quick, too. Alright, got another neighbor closing in. Caligura, he does not have anything to search from him. He does not have a head to decapitate. He's one of the several contestants that you cannot actually get a head off of them. It is just not an available option. Alright, now that that's finally taken care of, we can make our way back to the sewage treatment facility. Let that neighbor get pooped out there. And we can head back to Shopping Street at this point. So we're doing pretty good, The sewer is making Karen Z feel a little peckish, but we can... Well, actually, you know what? No, it's funny to think that she could actually work up an appetite while walking through a crap-filled sewer, so... Now, I'm thinking about how I want to get back to the orphanage. We actually do not want to take the route through the sewers that... is filled with the moon-scorched ghouls, because of course the death mask is camping the entrance to that area there. He might start to close in on me once we walk past that way, so I'll probably want to throw on the trench gun and take him out. One thing that's really critical for us to have at this point is that we really want to have up to 10 rifle shells, which we're going to have more than enough, because we're about to kill Doppelganger Levi and get 5 extra shells from him. It would be really nice if we could steal from him and take 10 more shells, but it's not critical, and I don't feel like it's worth keeping him alive for that, so we're just going to kill him the normal way. I do want to equip the rifle real quick and squeeze off a shot on the rat hag that's going to be coming in. Because remember, rat hag's pretty dangerous if you let them have their arm intact. Although, we do have the Bremen helmet at this point, so we should be immune to concussion. But better safe than sorry. Cane Smash still does a pretty good amount of damage. And let me see here. We will... we'll go with the Battlestone, just to get some HP regen here. Yeah, that should do. Was considering swapping out the Ballistic Shield just for some extra, what is it, healing from... Oh, those rats are fast. Extra healing from the Leechmonger Ring instead of the extra protection. I'm just going to take out these rats to burn turns so the Battlestone can heal us, and then I'm going to do a double strike on the rat hag to take her out that way. There we go. We're pretty much at full mind again. Close enough, anyway. Functionally at full mind. Crits are always nice. There we go. Alright, so she's down. We'll, of course, want to take her goods. Rusty pipe. Let me get inventory of how many heads we have at this point. So let's take a good look at that. So we want to go to a item menu. I have not really checked our body bag menu. So let's see, 1, 4, 5. Got 7 there. 8. Scroll down a little bit more. 18. Let's see, 18 plus 7. So we got 25 there. Got 28 there. Got 30, 32, 33. And, yeah, so... Okay, so about 35 normal heads, which I think is pretty good. I think that's a pretty good situation to find ourselves in. Let me see, I want to re-equip the Leechmonger Ring here, just because we have a potential to take some damage against Doppelganger Levi, and I want to blunt the worst of that. I'm Levi. Levi. And let's just start working his body. I'm not overly concerned about his rifle shots. We're not afraid of him or anything. We can't even take bleed damage from it, so it's not a huge concern. Be nice if we got a crit. Alright, so that's not the best I've ever had a fight against Doppelganger Levi go, but it's not a huge deal either. We'll, of course, loot him for all his earthly possessions, which is to say his rifle and his ammo, and the clothes off his back, just because we're swell like that. And we've got Levi's head as a trophy. Go us. Alrighty, with that all said and done, I am... given the amount of heads we have at this point, I'm actually not going to bother going back to unleash unholy genocide on the... Actually, you know what? Real quick, I'm going to go into the other sewer area. I'm just going to kill all of the... actually, do I want to do that? Nah, the potential for damage is too high because I don't have guaranteed double turns, so you know what, I'm gonna pass on that. We're going to... I am so indecisive this video. We're going to, and also that was scary, we're going to just make our way to the Orphanage the standard way. Of course, we've got a bell end chasing after us, but once we head back this way, we should be able to take him out relatively safely. But with heavy resource losses, just if it comes to having to take him down. Let me see, I'm going to equip the trench gun just to see if I can take out the death mask as he swings back around to try and come and get us. Having pretty bad luck with getting shotgun shells here. We've only gotten 1 over what we've had to start with. Okay, so there he is. He's going to start heading towards us. So we just want to wait for him to come through the gate. Or is he going to come? Where is he? Okay, there he is. Just don't even want to deal with this guy, so let's just take him out, make sure he's not an issue anymore. Not even gonna bother looting his equipment, because I don't have anybody else to equip at this point, and the only thing I really care about is his head. Alright, so I think with that head, we should be at, what is it, 13 soul stones just from trading in heads. There's Needles, we don't have to concern ourselves with him. Okay, let's, oh, I did not get enough shillings to get the Hardened Heart. Alright, so we're gonna have to swing back for that. At this point, we've passed the point where I'd care to have a second Small Things amulet. We are going to be getting agility from the Hexen, so we're already set. Okay, heading into here. Now that we're at this point, I believe I unlocked the courtyard, so we can just head through that way. Hooray for forward thinking. Let's get in through here. And let me see. I want to... Let me re-equip the Eye of Sylvian and use a blue vial real quick. Where is my blue vials? There's my blue vials. There we go. Okay, and then let's, once again, actually I'm gonna go with the Ring of Wraiths just because it's probably gonna heal more for what I'm gonna do. Let's head over this way. There are probably still a few fallen cherubs. Hey, what's that sound? It sounds like somebody crying, but, like, it's really garbled. And we'll just take this guy out. Yeah, somebody is, like, bawling their eyes out. But it's like, you know, it's like they're speaking into, like, a fan or something. Alright, let's get the Black Steel back on, and head to our target over here. This is the Weeping Scope, Moon-Scorched Levi. What's wrong? Now, if you go into the rare dimension, the Weeping Scope will actually tail you in there, and that is the only situation I know of where he's actually directly aggressive against you and will try to get into an encounter with you. But otherwise, you can encounter him outside that classroom with the 3 fallen cherubs in the first area you enter. He'll take a shot at you, and then he'll run back here. We're just going to kill him now. Weeping Scope... no, we don't care what's wrong with him. Weeping Scope is not a terribly threatening Moon-Scorched. Nice bush, Levi. There isn't, like, any explicit genitalia there, so I'll spare it. But, he's fairly weak. The only thing he does is rapid fire, which is not a terribly strong attack. We can probably just tank the worst of it and slowly whack him down with Black Steel. As you can see, I've already almost recovered all the damage he did to me. Most of the turns he spends just weeping, because, you know, he has the Weeping Scope. And sometimes you just get lucky and he'll miss, so that's always nice when it happens. This is probably one of the better fights I've ever had against this guy, because he doesn't always just spend his turns crying. Here comes another rapid fire. But nothing too concerning, really. So let's just whack him down again. Okay. And he should be close to dead at this point. Like I said, if you have the steel, you can get a lot of rifle shells from a lot of different enemies, and the Weeping Scope in particular gives you an absolutely absurd 15 rifle shells if you steal from him. It is ridiculous. Unfortunately, you do not get anything from searching him, and if you attempt to saw off his head, he does not have a distinct head, so you cannot get anything. Alright, so now that we're not in a hurry, really, we'll kill the remaining fallen cherubs around here. 4 shillings. I just need 1 more to get the Hardened Heart. There is an enemy you can steal the Hardened Heart from and get it for free, but honestly, that's also a fairly risky fight. It would probably just be better for me to shoot the thing that you can get it from to death, so I'm not going to bother with that, since we're already at the point. If I had bought the second Small Things Amulet, I definitely would have gone for stealing it instead. But I was not able to get the shillings that I needed at the time I wanted to have them, so we're just passing on that altogether. Alright, let's do it a little boring. Okay, that's actually all I wanted from the lockers. Enough shillings to get the Hardened Heart. Now that we have that, we're set. Finish off these guys, and of course we want to turn in our heads at this point. It would be very, very easy for me to forget at this point to do that, so let's not be stupid here. I could probably take the Headmaster's head and sacrifice that too, but, well, we'll see how many soul stones we actually end off with once I trade in the heads properly. But we're actually pretty much in the huge power spike situation for Maso mode, so we're about to have the game become much, much easier for us going forward. Thought there was a rusty nail on that board. Got me scared there. Anytime I see a board on the floor, I just get really, really panicked and nervous. Alright, let's sacrifice all our heads, making our first ritual sacrifice for the entire time we've been playing this game. We will sacrifice all non-contestant heads. It is tempting to sacrifice the contestant heads and get another soul stone there, but it's not that helpful. And I'd rather be able to trade for some Books of Enlightenment later. I can hear it very well, Tainted One. I can hear it very well. And there we get 40 Soulstone shards, which will allow us to make 13 Soul Stones, which should allow me to get every skill that I pretty much care to get at this point. So let's see. Just craft all those up. And there we go, 17 soul stones. Yeah, that's more than enough to get everything we care about for what we need to do. So let's get up and outward and head back up to here. Alrighty, so next order of business is we need to kill the Headmaster Hugo and take his key so we can get into that room with the testage table. I usually just call it the Hexen table, but I'm feeling proper today. We'll call it by its actual name. And let's just equip our rifle real quick. Remember, you need at least 10 rifle shells, or some combination of rifle shells and trench gun shells that adds up to 10. And we can just shoot this guy down. There we go, no problem. It is not advisable to fight him, though he is more than beatable if you do decide to get into an engagement with him. One thing to note is his pyromancy tricks deal fire damage, so stuff like Purifying Talismans and the Soul Devourer Necklace will not afford you any protection against that. Alright, there's Mahav. We're gonna go down, before we use the testage table. Oh, nice, pet pills. We're going to go down and we are going to open up his office first, or the other office that this key opens up, and we're going to see if we can get the Book of Enlightenment from that. If I do not get it, that is going to determine what I am going to do once we use the Hexen. Alright, so... Nope, wrong way. We want to get to that office real quick. So, just being a little careful here, because I don't remember where all the cracked floorboards are. I don't think there's any past that one that we just walked by, but, you know, never hurts to be cautious. Alright, Book of Enlightenment, come on. Yeah! Okay, we can do what I want to do. The reason I'm apprehensive about doing what I'm about to attempt is because it can very easily go poorly for us, so let's be careful here. Also, want to make sure, let's see, I want to have, what was it, the Small Things Amulet equipped. Not sure if the Salmon Snake Rune actually does anything in the fight that we're about to get into, so going to ignore that, and let's go with the Leechmonger Ring instead. And that should do, let me see. Actually, before I do that, we do want to be at full mind, so I'm just going to use a wine vial, or no, just a beer. Use a beer real quick to top us off, and let's get that Leechmonger's Ring back on. Alright, so what I'm about to do is a little dicey, and I would not recommend doing it, but it's fun. Or it's more interesting to see someone attempt to do this, and I've got the save that I wanted to have, so this is a good opportunity to take advantage of this. Okay, so once again, we're going to grab the Soul Stone here, and before we use the Hexen, we are absolutely going to save here, because we are about to do an optional boss fight, one of the handful of unique fights to Maso mode that you otherwise do not see. Alright, and we are going to save here. And it's absolutely critical that I pick everything that we need here, so let's make sure I get everything that I want. So, first order of business, absolutely we want to get Agility +1. We want Mastery over Vermin, so we can get Mischief of Rats. We want Pheromones. Then we want Necromancy and Blood Golem. Don't care about Herding, but you do need to unlock it in order to get Black Smog. Okay, that's the last critical thing I need to get. I debated not learning this, but honestly, it's pretty important for doing one fight later consistently. So we're going to be learning the New Game Plus Red Arc. Red Arc is one of the best spells in the game. For 20 mind and no rev points, it is a 100% accurate attack that does slightly more damage than Herding, but also has a 100% chance of stunning the targeted area. Very, very good attack. Very, very helpful for what I want to do, so we're going to take that just to be absolutely safe and have it as an option for the couple of situations where I would like to use it. I debated not using it, but when I decided to play as Karen, that's when I decided, you know what, I need every leg up I can get. Let me see. I'm just taking inventory of the skills that we want to get. Let me see. Okay, so these ones right here, the Changeling Soul and the Enlightened Soul, we're going to be learning those in the very near future, so I do want to make sure I have enough excess Soul Stones to learn all of those in one shot once we have the opportunity. So I am going to take Steel. And let me see, I think I can get one more, because I know there's a guaranteed Soul Stone later that we're going to get, so... tempting to take lockpicking, but we're past the point where we really need it, so not going to concern myself with that. So, once you back out of the Hexen... Surprise, Gull Maulers! Yes, this is a unique Stalker boss, the Gull Maulers. These guys are Maso mode exclusive, and they will hound you should you try to run away from them here. They can appear just like needles anywhere, or most anywhere, in the city, and if you go the whole game without fighting them and then try to do ending A, they will charge you down after you defeat the platoon in the White Bunker, though they are not actually able to... do too much to you in that situation, because you can just run past them there too. But it can catch you off guard, and you might find yourself trapped. As you can see, the one on the left has his willy out, so Sunny is covering for us again. We're going to use Mischief of Rats just to completely stun them to start out, and then we're going to use Black Smog to blind them. Very, very important that they're blinded, because they have an insta-kill attack called Peck, and that is very, very unfortunate if that connects with you. Now that they're blinded, both of them are blinded, and they're stunned, we're going to start throwing Murky Vials to hopefully get some burn going so we can defeat them a lot more quickly. And let me see here. Okay, so yes, so that's burned. That guy is not burned. Let me see. How many rev points do we need for Blood Golem? Only one, so we're going to get Blood Golem into the action, and he's going to tank everything for us. The reason I really, really want to make sure that the Gull Maulers do not get a chance to do anything is because their swings with the Mauler have are able to inflict Fracture on you, which lowers your maximum HP by, I want to say, 20%, and also lowers the damage you deal by a ton, so we do not want to be hit by that at all. We're going to start chucking our Ornament Lanterns at the body of Gullbro number 2, and hopefully get the burn on him. Okay, at this point, we are golden. Actually, no, I want to take that back. We're just going to now start turtling, and hopefully get some double strikes in once it becomes pertinent. But it's very critical that you blind these guys, because otherwise Peck will absolutely ruin your day. It is an insta-kill attack, but it's very likely to miss if they are blinded. As you can see, the Blood Golem got hit by Fracture there, lost 20% of his max HP, so now he's at a 160 cap. Does not matter for Blood Golem, though, because that will go away once this fight is over. The reason you want to be so careful about that is that you don't want to... the only way to cure it is with either a Sylvian Circle or with Dan's Organ Harvest and Medicinal skills. You can harvest some organs from enemies that will cure Fracture. It is going to be a while before we can actually kill Dan's Moonscorch form and learn that skill, so any situation where I might have to deal with Fracture, I just want to avoid it altogether. Alright. We do want the Blood Golem to be dodge tanking, because we have limited ability to heal him. Okay, but at this point the fight is pretty much just on autopilot. We're just waiting for the burn to tick down the break value on their bodies, and hopefully this fight will be ending soon. Man, these guys are resilient. Looks like there's not much of a gap between their break value and their true torso HP. But that is so nice to see that when the Black Steel crits, it's dealing as much damage as the DOT. You don't usually get to see that in this mode. Alright, that's one down, and now we can start working this guy. He should not have much left in the tank, because he was burned first, and he's been ticking down the whole fight. Alright, so yeah, we've got this. This fight can go very, very poorly if you don't use the right skills, so yeah, this is definitely the best we could possibly hope for out of this. There we go, Gull Maulers defeated. You can get their Mauler weapon. Let's take a look at that. Let's see. Nope, okay, they fixed it. Mauler is a two-handed weapon. I believe it has 70 attack power, which I think is a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit higher than Black Steel. In earlier versions of the game, it was mistakenly classified as a one-handed weapon, even though it's supposed to be two-handed, and anybody could use it. Unfortunately, it looks like Orange has corrected that, so now it's a one-handed weapon again. This does pretty much mean, for this run, Black Steel is the best weapon Karen Z can hope to use. But that's all that taken care of, so let's get ourselves topped off here. I am getting a little unlucky on the amount of alcohol I'm getting, so let's see. Yeah, it does mean I have to be careful for future fights that we get into. Let me think here. For right now, we're at full HP, so let's just keep the Eye of Sylvian on. Not overly concerned about conserving that at the moment. And let's see, we got one wine vial, we got one beer, we got one vodka. So I'm going to want to be avoiding combat as much as possible, only getting into the mandatory ones. Once we get to the museum, we'll be able to pick up something that will allow us to turn lavenders into something that actually gives useful mind healing. For right now, though, we still want to conserve, so let me just use this wine vial here. There we go, we're fine now. Now that that's taken care of, we don't have to worry about the Gull Maulers hassling us for the rest of the game. So we are in pretty good standing here. Now that that's taken care of, we can use the Purifying Talisman, get into the rare dimension. Hopefully I don't let myself get cornered by a Rontiel, which, speaking of, I better actually equip the Salmon Snake Rune, give ourselves that immunity to bleed and limb loss, just in case we do get into a situation where I have to fight them. I should be able to avoid it, though. Alright, but we're actually in pretty good standing. We're now ready to make our way towards the museum, so after this, we're just going to head to the apartment. Unfortunately, we are absolutely going to have to take out the bell ends that are going to be blocking the way, because there just isn't really any way I can reasonably hope to get around them. We're also, at this point, we can use pretty much the same strategy that we used for the Gull Maulers to defeat the mob in the event that I encounter them. I'd rather not encounter them, just because that is a lot of mind damage, potential mind damage I'd rather not take. May have to work the Battlestone into my loadout there, just to keep that from being too overbearing, but we'll see what happens. There we get the Hunger Effigy. That is 2 down, just 1 more to go. So now we can start fighting our way back to the Perheval Bob. And I'm actually going to take the liberty of just cutting that out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the sewers now, and now that we get double turns, I'm going to take out all of those Moonscorched ghouls in the sewers and collect all their heads and all the items around there. I'll make a note if we get anything good, but otherwise I'm just going to cut ahead to what we're going to be doing next, so see you in a bit. Alright, I took care of everything that I needed to, and took the liberty of getting us back to Perheval Bop real quick, just to give myself a quick mind restore by waiting in the bar. We're now ready to head to the apartments. The reason I want to go there with as close to full mind as possible is because we're almost certainly going to have to get into a fight with a bell end, and I want to be able to take them out as efficiently as possible, while still making sure I have some mind left to spare. So to that end, I've equipped the Battlestone and the Artificial Soul. We'll be taking a little bit more damage if they do manage to get some attacks in, but not anything that I can't handle. Main thing I'd be worried about is just like a bleed and infection without the Salmon Snake's Soul, but to my knowledge, they are not capable of actually delimbing your character. At least I've never seen them do that, so let's... Now, if we can avoid them, I would like to, and unfortunately no. So for this, we want to use Mischief of Rats, and then we want to use Red Arc on their heads twice. So hopefully that takes out their entire body. Yes, and then just go for a double tap with Red Arc. I believe they have 300 head HP. Now, like I said, Red Arc has 100% accuracy. As a matter of fact, let me equip the Death Mask while I'm doing this. Let me see. We shouldn't have to worry about... of course, Needles is trying to show up and make life miserable for us. With the Death Mask, might just pump up our damage enough that I should be able to kill them with a single Red Arc outright. Against most enemies, Red Arc, if it hits the head, is just a... Okay, no, they have more than 300. It was worth trying, at least. Okay, so those guys are down. We don't have to worry about them as we try to get out of here. So let me see. That's the only thing I wanted that for. So in the event that I get into any other fights, let's just go back to some more standard equipment. And let me see here. Actually, before we do that, I have Sylvian, of course, use up one of my precious vodkas to top us off there. This is exactly the kind of situation we want that for. And hopefully I shouldn't have to use any more alcohol for a little while. Not until we're in a situation where I can, comfortably use magic again. The main thing that will allow us to use magic with a decent amount of sustain is getting Spice Forge with First Blood Golem. Since that turn counts as a tick for the purpose of regeneration, that'll allow us to get back a little bit of mind every time we use stuff like Black Smog and Pheromones. Alright, so let's head into the apartment. I'm just going to cut out the middleman here. We're not even going to bother with the... Actually, I do need the keys, because I wasn't able to get lockpicking. Didn't have the excess soul stones for that, unfortunately. Almost made another blunder involving keys. Go me. Once again, I would just like to make my standard complaint that Karen Z would be so much better if she could start with lockpicking, or at least had the choice between that and diplomacy. That'd actually give her a pretty complacently strong early game, in my opinion. But you can feel free to disagree with me. But I've beaten this game a dozen times. Who are you to argue with me? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have played this game quite a bit, though. My Steam playtime, and obviously I'm definitely the type of gamer who leaves stuff on idle every now and again, but most of it was continuous playing. My Steam time for this game is like 109 hours at this point, I think. I played this game a lot, and it's probably evident in how I have a pretty good control under most situations I get into. The worst control I had of any situation was, of course, the Centaur, which I'll fully admit is a guy I usually just skip, because there's basically no reward beyond his head for fighting him. We, of course, just want to take the Madman's Diary here. Alright. And that'll help us out with actually solving the puzzle. One thing to note about the washing machine is you don't technically have to solve the puzzle if you don't want to. If you have enough damage, and it is fully possible to get to the apartments at this point with the amount of damage to destroy it, at least in Fear and Hunger mode, is that you can just attack the washing machine and bust it open instead of trying to puzzle out the code. Granted, once you know how the puzzle works, the code is pretty easy to understand, so let's get into here. And once again, we must peruse the Madman's Diary, take an annoying hit to our mind while we do that. Where is the Madman's Diary? I almost certainly passed by it. Yes, I did. It was one of the first ones, too. Okay, so let me see. The First Blood, the Lunatic got raved about the moon and stars. That's a pretty rare one. That's 9. That's 13. That is 11. And that is 6. Okay. So 9, 13, 11, 6. And yes, I have done this enough that I always remember which number corresponds to which sacrifice offhand, so I only need the diary to figure out how to solve this puzzle, and I don't have to go look at the apartments anymore to actually see what, which one it corresponds to. Definitely we're going to be searching as many of these holes as possible. One thing I also did is I did buy the Hardened Heart, so any shillings we get, that's also handy. Could allow us to buy some stuff like tobacco or wild dagas if mind is getting to be a bit of a problem. But the main thing I want from these holes, if they will give it to me, is either beer or vodka. Strangely, I don't think you can randomly find wine vials, at least I've never really gotten that. Let's see here. So, over there, well, that's a bit different. You can probably surmise that is a Moonscorch contestant. That is, in fact, Marco. He has become the Giant. Now, he's trapped behind there, and you can't open up that gate, but you probably just heard it open up there. So now he's coming after us. But he's not too much of a concern. Let me see here. If I can just get around this guy without fighting him, I would much rather do that. Neighbors, they can be defeated just by dropping red arc on their head. I'd rather not if I could avoid that. Let me see. I don't feel like doubling back. Nice pet pills. Oh dear. So let me see if I can... Nope, nope. Alright, so I do unfortunately have to use a red arc on this guy. Red arc never misses, so you never have to find yourself too concerned with that. Okay, let's not get careless there. Let me see. I want to come up this way. I think there's some holes to check here as well. Yes or no? There is a hole to check. Please give me some vodka to replace some of the stuff that I use there. Okay. So, after a point, the giant will potentially come up here and start chasing after us. What we want to do in that... Okay, yes, he's on this floor. So what we want to do in that situation... Oh, there he is. Uh-oh. Let me get behind a gate here. This actually ended up working out. So what we want to do is let him close in on us. Come on, come on. There he is, there he is. He cannot get through these gates. He is not able... He's too big to get through the opening, and he is pretty strong, but not strong enough to smash through them. So what we want to do is we want to stand at the other side of a gate and just shoot him to death. So this... Yep, he only takes 7 bullets to kill. We get his soul for that. Now, remember how I said there was an enemy that you can steal the Hardened Heart from? That enemy is the giant. You can steal a Hardened Heart from him. He has nothing of value otherwise. But he has tons of HP, and he can inflict fracture on you. So I really don't consider it worth the risk to yourself to try and fight him, honestly. I mean, even if you stun him with Mischief of Rats, like, that's still just a huge resource drain that I'd rather just avoid if I can get the Hardened Heart and other means. Now, if I had bought the second Small Things amulet at the first opportunity, then absolutely I would have stolen it instead, since it would be a bit dicey if the RNG would be kind enough to give me all of the shillings that I need. White vial, come on, vodka. Give me another vodka. Once again, getting all these pep pills I don't need. I'm especially past the point where I really need them since I have, come on. Since I have the agility that I need to get double turns naturally. Though, it can still come in handy if I'm in a situation where, I would like reduce damage or something. Which, there may actually be a situation coming up where I might want to use pep pills over the Small Things amulet. Let's see, let's get the Eye of Sylvian back on. We'll use another one over vodka, because now that we're at the point where we won't be wasting any of the excess healing. There we go. That should cover us until we're at the point where we have what I want, what I care about. Definitely want the Bremen Elite Helmet. And let me see, I'm going to equip the Artificial Soul again. I'm going to equip the... What is it? The Betel Stone once again, because in the very near future, we're going to be getting into a boss fight where I want those in effect to make sure I get through it, okay? But that's everything we need to do here. Let me see. I'm going to juke this guy around, and then we're going to drop back through that hole just so we can get that chest that was in the Giant's area. That chest can also potentially have vodka in them, and while I have a chance, let's saw this guy's head off. As a matter of fact, when you roll vodka from chests, they usually have a 2 in there, which is always nice. So, yeah. Got everything that we care about at this point. Let's drop on down, get the chest, and then we start making our way back towards the church. Alright, just pop this thing open. And, of course, with... I do want to save my lucky coins at this point. There is one particular situation where I would really, really like to have it, so that's why I'm keeping it on, or keeping hold of them. And like I said, we've already gotten all the equipment that we want, which is the main thing that you want from chests, so I'm not going to bother with opening any more via lucky coins. I will still open chests, since obviously we can get stuff like vodka from them if we're lucky. But otherwise, we have no need for equipment anymore. We've got everything we need to complete the game at this point. We've got limb protection, which is the really big reason you want to be opening chests. Particularly, if you at least get arm guards, most of the limb damage in this game comes in the form of targeting your arms. So that's the absolute best to have. So, yeah, we're ready to go now. So let's start making our way back to the church. We'll have some extra time on hand. We are going to be popping up a death mask as we go by, but we should just be able to run past him. And that's unfortunate. I am taking the time to open up these little bits here. Oh, there's needles. Okay, so we want to guard, so we can avoid his syringe there. What we're going to do is we're just going to use red arc on his head a couple times. That should take him out. Let's Decisions. Let's stun his arm. It's gonna be a bit more intensive on the what is it? The mine there, but I wasn't sure if the second red arc would kill his head. Okay, it would have, so that was needless. That was a little bit wasteful, but not a big deal. We needed to use up some of these, green herbs and cloth fragments that we've been getting anyway, right? That's absolutely what I was going for. I want to make sure I'm fully healed at this point, so I am going to quickly equip the Eye of Sylvian. Just use a blue vial to top myself off there, and let's re-equip the Bethel Stone, because we're going to get a good opportunity to restore a ton of mind with that in the very near future. So let's take all his heroin, saw his head off, and we do actually need to start moving quickly, because we have been wasting a bit of time here. So let's start making our way towards the bookstore so we can use that. Should I save there? I do have the spare... Okay, now that we have Murky Vials, I am not at all concerned about these guys, so what we're going to do is we're just going to chuck the Murky Vial at him. High probability that this will just kill him outright, and it did. Let me see, let me just beat him real quick, just so he's not blocking the way when we come back through. We're going to be cutting it a little close, but nothing too bad. There's the Death Mask, of course. We're not going to be coming back this way for a while, so I'm not concerned about that. If I can avoid using a Murky Vial on this guy, that is good. Oof, that was actually a little scary. Let me see, can I light the candle here just to get some free mind? Don't mind me, Bobby. Just, hey. You're getting a little too close for comfort there. Should I save? Nah, I'll save it later, because we're going to be coming back this way in the near future, and we're going to have an opportunity to save our game once we get to Donovan's house. Ah, geez, here comes a bell end. Okay, so I've got the equipment, yeah. I'm already going to burn through the vodka that I had. Not a huge deal. It does just mean I need to sandbag in future fights, but I would like to be able to avoid using that if I can. Okay, so get the red arcs dropped on his head. Maybe it would have been worth it to go back to the restaurant and get the remaining wine vials that I was not able to get, but I didn't really feel like that was worth it. You know what? He's still stunned, so let's just sandbag a little bit, get some extra mind back so I don't have to worry, this won't set me back as much, and I can probably just use one of my wine vials to get the mind that I lost there back. So yeah, let's search him real quick, take his stuff, and his head. I've mentioned this before. I've read that bellends have an increased chance of breaking your saw, but I do not know if that is actually true. I've personally never seen that happen, so if anybody knows that for sure, has actually looked at the game's code and knows beyond a shadow of a doubt, yes, that happens. Oh, we didn't have any wine vials. Let me see. We'll use the... Nope, we're at prime vodka position, so that's our last vodka there. Fortunately, we only have one major situation left two, where I'm going to be using magic, but overall, this shouldn't be too bad. I do kind of wish we were getting more alcohol than we have been getting, but, that's just how this game goes. As a matter of fact, you know what? I got a small key here. That actually contests something that I thought. I thought that reinforced locks couldn't be opened with small keys, but apparently that is not the case. Alright, so open all this up. Well, that would be nice if I didn't already have one. I was just coming in here just so I could search the luggage. The fact that I'm doing so poorly on alcohol at the moment does kind of affect the approach I want to take. We definitely are going to, as soon as we get to Donovan's house and we got the skills that we want, we're going to want to enter the museum and kill a boss there to get the skills that they have. Hopefully I have enough spare soul stones when I'm done with everything I need to get that, which I do have some heads to turn in, so we'll do that before we go through the secret passage with the effigies. Burning a little bit of time here, so I'm just going to dive into the sewers real quick just to get our time back. Fortunately, we can just hang out on the ladder to let the timer reset, not have to worry about getting into any unfortunate encounters with neighbors. And I don't care about fighting these bobbies. Don't need to take the risk to myself. There should be a couple trash cans that we can check here. Okay, let's just ignore this guy. And make our way up here. Want to check these real quick. Oh, running out of time, so let's get moving. Do not want to risk ourselves there. It is a needless thing to do. Let's light up this candle just to get some of our mind back. And let me see, is there anything else? Yes. I want to get to the... I was stopping myself there, like, I'm just about to go through the secret passage. Was there something else I want to do here? And yes, we want to use the sacrificial pit to get more soul stones. So, thankfully, I did actually make sure to kill the... Crimson Father that could have potentially chased us in another section, so hopefully there's nobody camping out here. Not a huge deal if it does. We could go in and kill Samari, but I'd rather not take the personal risk. We do have the Salmon Snake rune, so once again, losing limbs is not a threat, but, you know, why take needless risks? Alright, all non-contestant heads. This is actually pretty good, especially because there is one skill that is absolutely critical that we get from Marco's soul, so that is very good that we're going to have an excess of soul stones so that we can get everything on the Enlightened soul and everything on, what is it, the Tainted soul and the Changeling soul. Let me see, just get those crafted right away. Oh, no, not back out. Okay, and let me see here. We'll make up some murky vials here. Let's make a couple more mixed herbs. I do want to save my red herbs, because there's a lot of good things that we can make with those, so not make any more mixed herbs than I have to. I think these are just, yeah, bone fragments. So, okay, that's everything we wanted to get. We'll, of course, leave the death mask to seethe in his coffin. Hey, buddy. It's so funny to me that that guy doesn't bother to chase you. I don't know why, it just amuses me that, like, I'm not feeling it. Tempted to save here, but, I don't think I need it. I've got all the equipment that I need to survive the upcoming fights with minimal headaches, so we should be fine going forward. Okay. Heading over this way, and let's pop open the secret path. Of course, place down the effigy of hunger, the effigy of martyrdom, and the effigy of blowjobs. How crass. Okay, so we do have a decrepit priest coming up, but now that we have access to Red Arc, we can just drop a lightning bolt on his head. And we're doing good on mind here, so I'm not too concerned about how that's going to set us back. So, hey, decrepit priest, you want to see some real magic? Check out the innovation of technology! And like most religious zealots, that just causes him to release a blood-curdling scream and shrivel up. Kind of feel for the guy, honestly. Okay, take his head as a trophy. Now I'm gonna spawn the Poe, and, let me see here, you know what, I'll just juke around him. I did consider just, doing the despawn method of just going back upstairs to get rid of him, but let's actually, juke him around the table. It's a little bit faster to do it this way. Come on, buddy. You can make it. You can make it. Come on, there you go, there you go. Hey, don't get so handsy, buddy. Oof, that was actually really close. I should have, juked him a little bit more. Alright, so we're gonna have the Pillarman chase after us. Which, yeah, I'll just take him out. Based on what's gonna happen, we would have to deal with him anyway. So let me see. There is the one right there on number 3. He is, of course, going to get a hit in on us, but I'm not overly concerned about that. I would like an opportunity to restore my mind anyway. And then the fight that we're about to do, we're not going to have to worry about damage at all. So, and what the heck? Did I get the wrong one? Oh, crap. That's actually really unfortunate. Okay, so, I could have sworn that was the one that was pulsating, the one I was hitting, so we're going to actually guard here, because he does have a coin flip attack, and I do not want to be hit by it if it comes up. Okay, it does not look like it's going to. Oh, okay, it changes position if you're not able to kill it quick enough. I did not know that. Well, this is, interesting. Learn something new every time you play this game. Okay, I guess, let's, since we're doing good on mine, let's, drop a red arc on it instead. Ah, that wasn't even the right one. I'm so stupid. Okay. Okay, now I see it, so let's, drop red arc on that. And whack it. There we go. That should kill him. I did not know that it actually changed position like that. I've never seen that before. It's never come up. Okay, so I took way more damage from that than I wanted to, so once again we have to do a bit of healing. So let's use up one of our remaining blue vials here. That should get us to where I want to be. So, and let's get our mind generation going again. And coming this way, this is the one Moonscorched encounter in the game you absolutely cannot avoid. You have to do this one. It is against Marina's Moonscorched form, the Cocoon. Those of you in the comment section, if you care to describe the imagery going on here, let me know. I would love to hear it. Anyways, we're going to drop Red Arc on her head and take that out. You can take her head out, with a Murky Vial. It does do enough damage, but it has a chance to miss. The reason we want to take out the head immediately is that it takes out all the arms and prevents her from engraving the Cocoon. If she engraves the Cocoon, the Cocoon will get the magic of whatever engravement it gets, and it becomes kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. So we want to take out the head immediately. Red Arc allows us to do that, guaranteed. And if you take her head out the first turn, then she is just completely worthless at this point, and you can just beat on her. Gonna use this opportunity to get some free healing, just to do that. If I wanted this to go faster, I would burn her, of course, but we're just gonna take this slow and steady, wins the race. I'm not in a hurry, you're not in a hurry. Maso mode is a very long and involved mode, but as you can see, we've got a completely free fight now. Nothing to worry about. Very good stuff. Okay, so just keep on taking her down. The biggest thing to worry about is if she engraves it with Grogroth, because at that point she can use Black Smog, and that can potentially blind you if you do not have the Bremen Elite helmet like I have, so... you know, I should have stolen from her, because I think you can get a Soul Stone, but I just kind of forgot to do that. Alright, so I'm just thinking on what I got to work with here. Hey, a free Death Mask. Not that really matters, but, you know, it's there. Okay, so get everything there. Let's see, we've got, so we can fight the Mastermind. The Mastermind is another Moonscorch, so I'm just taking stock of what do we have here. Yeah, I think I will take that guy out, because we're doing pretty good on stuff here, so let's equip the Artificial Soul once again, reduce our magic consumption, and let's go take that guy on. So, of course, like in normal mode, there are bell ends here, but they drop down so slowly that we're able to take them out. So we want to move in, immediately get into the fight with the Mastermind. Do not dally around. He will attempt to cast Hurting on the field, and if that connects, it's a bit of a problem, because he can blast your limbs off regardless of if you have limb protection or not. We're going to steal on him here, and we are going to get a free Chok Chok. Very nice. I did once have a situation where I didn't use Steel on him, and somehow I still got items there. It was kind of funny. Anyways, we're just going to Red Arc his head to death. He has 600 head HP, I believe, so we're able to take him out. Or it looked like it was slightly less than that. We're going to quickly search him, take his stuff. Might have a bell end closing in, but I'm not overly concerned about it. Okay, so let's get over here. Okay, so now we want to equip the Salmon Snake Snoll, just for safety's sake. As a matter of fact, since we've got so many pet pills, let's just use that instead so we can get extra turns. I don't know if I've actually mentioned this in the videos themselves, but pet pills claim to have withdrawal effects, but they actually do not. Let's just use Pipe to smoke some tobacco real quick. There we go, nice and chill. Karen Z is in flavor country. But pet pills do not inflict withdrawal, even though the description heavily implies that they do. It's not anything you ever have to concern yourself for. But definitely when you're getting into mandatory battles like that, when you have an excess of pet pills, this is a good situation to just unequip your Small Things amulet, down the pet pills, and just get into the fight here. Blah, 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 I am Neko the Sergal, no, he's not Neko the Sergal. Neko the Sergal is a YouTuber who's done, YouTuber and a streamer, who's done a lot of videos for Fear and Hunger, and Orange has really appreciated, like, the effort he's put into getting the word out there. Also, that was unfortunate, so, let me see, I need to, actually Red Arc, that, arm on the right there, so, yeah, he's, stunned, so let's Red Arc that. We're going to get the, Blood Golem going. So rev up, then we'll Pheromones him on our turn, and then we'll hit him with Black Smog. Okay, so this is going a little ugly right now, but nothing I can't handle. Let me see, get Pheromones on the Blood Golem. Please hit. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we're in good situation. Let me see, I'm going to... I do have a... Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. I was going to rev up and do Black Smog to blind him. So he's gonna do some pretty nasty damage to the Blood Golem there, but not anything too terrible. Now we can hit him with Black Smog. It'll be nice and cheap. That should blind him, I believe. Nope, it missed. Okay, so we're gonna guard, because he does have a coin flip attack. I really want to avoid that as best I can. This is actually probably the worst I've ever had this fight go against this guy. Okay, so he's gonna do it this turn, it seems. Oh, nope. Do not need more than one there. Alright, so let's do the Black Smog. The Blood Golem might fall here, but as long as we get him blinded, that should be fine. Yeah, he's blinded now, so let's let that go. And the right arm has been taking a ton of damage, so oh, there goes the Blood Golem. Okay, he missed. And we dodge the attack just barely. Let me see. I'm gonna play this a little bit more safely, because this fight's actually been going pretty bad, so we're just going to guard on the main turn and then keep up our offense on the off turns. Yeah, because he's still getting hits in and stuff like that, so definitely want to play it a bit more cautiously here. And we will just take his arm out, because that ends the fight immediately. But yeah, the throwing spear seems to just do like a fixed amount of damage, because that is some ridiculously meaty hits he's been giving us. Okay, his arm should be almost dead. Yeah, blindness, super helpful there. Let's see, I'm going to heal here again. Let me just use up a blue vial instead. Just to play it on the safe side, in case I get ridiculously unlucky and both of the spears hit, which it was looking pretty good. Okay, so he's gonna do his coin flip attack again, but we should finish the fight here. There we go. I don't deal with the likes of you, loser. Alright, well, that was not perfect, but we did get through that with some mind restoration, so I guess, small favors. Let's get the, just in case I get into some trouble, let's get the Small Things Amulet on. And I think I should be good with that HP if anything goes wrong. Alright, we're gonna open up that chest there, just to see if, once again, we can get some vodka. Because I've been getting pretty bad luck with getting alcohol, once we get to Donovan's house and get all the skills that we want, we are going to make our way to the museum and kill a contestant there to get some pretty helpful skills. That'll definitely save us, or put us back in a good situation as far as mind goes. Alright, but let's be quick. We don't want to mess around with anything. We want to get straight to Donovan's house and just pick up anything that is on the way. Hopefully avoid getting into conflict with the Belen that's camping out around here. Get some matches, which is very nice. Would have liked it if we got the lighter, but unfortunately was not that lucky this time. Let's open up all this stuff. Hey, more matches. And pop this open, unfortunately, with... But that's okay. Now we can get into Donovan's house and get a permanently available Hexen. This one will not spawn Seagull men to attack us, so we should be fine. I do not need this many pipes. And I think we've gotten pretty much every book in the game, so bookshelves going forward, not going to have anything for us. Sadly, there is not a third Book of Enlightenment to be had, which would be kind of nice if there was, but we are not that lucky. That is not the Fear and Hunger world that we are living in. Of course, the one time I flipped Tails, it is not Tails. Okay, but this has been a pretty solid video. We have accomplished quite a lot more than I was expecting to. Alright, get the rest of the supplies there, and finally, let's do one last big skill grab. We're probably going to come back to get the item or the skills from the Shadowed Soul. We want to pick up melee proficiency at some point too. But the big things, the absolutely critical things we want to get Engrave, plus the Occultism skills. We want La Danse Macabre, of course, since it's broken. Meditation, and Spice Forge, absolutely. Now, let's see, I want to be a bit judicious with my Soulstone usage here, so we want to take Barefisted Proficiency and Counter Stance, and that's all we want from that. Then, looks like we're going to need to get, possibly get one more Soulstone. Let me see, actually, I think, the only thing I really want is Advanced Botanism, and maybe I'll pick up Toxicology later. Anything else I want from Marco's Soul? Counter stance was pretty much the only thing I really wanted, so I think we're good there. Maybe bob and weave. You know what? I'm gonna splurge a little. I'm gonna get bob and weave because that's helpful for the strategy that I want to employ later. So yeah, that's what we're gonna take. And let's see. That should be everything. So let's do everything we need to make sure that we're ready when the next video starts, so I don't overlook anything. First, obviously, going to engrave ourselves with fear and hunger. Make ourselves pretty solid there. Next order of business is we're going to fire up the Spice Forge and make sure we've got all the skills that we want to be in the form that they want. So we want first Blood Golem. For right now, let's see, we'll take Double Black Smog. And for right now, we'll take Greater Mischief of Rats as our blue spice spell, so that we can cast that for much cheaper. Now we can permanently retire the Small Things Amulet. We do not need that anymore. It served its purpose well. We will take the Ring of Wraiths, because that's some free healing at the start of every turn. We'll re-equip the Bremen Elite Helmet, give ourselves some good bonus defense there. And with all that, we are basically set to do everything that we could possibly hope to in the game. So what we're going to do now is we are going to draw the symbol of Fear and Hunger and make our next hard save for this playthrough. Just going to make a new file down here. And that is it for this part. Quite a lot has been accomplished here, but we are now ready to finish the game. We are going to be killing all available bosses. I'm going to trigger the mob. I'm going to trigger the other unique boss fight in this mode. Then we're going to hunt down and kill all the contestants and see the alternative version of Ending B. I'm not gonna bother with doing the White Bunger and Ending A, because it honestly, aside from the Gull Maulers popping up if they're still alive, it is almost identical to how it is in Fear and Hunger mode. The only major difference that you have to worry about is that, you deal half damage, so fights can potentially take longer. But every strategy that works in Fear and Hunger mode will work in Maso mode for the White Bunker. In particular, Logic is still vulnerable to burning, so you can easily kill it that way. So I'm not going to bother with that. If you want to see a Maso mode run that does Ending A, highly recommend Tricky Bug's Abella Masochism run that does it without any saving. That was a really good run. Gives you a good idea of how you want to complete that in that circumstance. So that's where I'm going to leave it. As always, hope you enjoyed watching. Hope to see you in the next video. Until then, though, goodbye. And now, for a reading of some select literature. Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. And today, we're looking at one of the most heart-wrenching, emotionally charged films of the past few years. It's The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. The film tells the story of Bruno, a young German boy who befriends a Jewish boy named Shmuel, who is imprisoned in a concentration camp. The two boys form a deep bond, despite the fact that they never meet in person. The film is incredibly powerful, and it's easy to see why it's been so popular. It's a beautiful story of friendship and hope in the midst of one of the darkest periods in human history. However, the film is not without its flaws. The biggest problem is that it's incredibly manipulative. The film constantly tries to tug at your heartstrings. It doesn't always succeed. The other problem is that the film is very one-sided. It's clear that the filmmakers have a very specific point of view, and they're not interested in hearing any other side of the story. Overall, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is a powerful film, but it's not perfect. It's manipulative, and it's one-sided, but it's still a beautiful story that will stay with you long after you've seen it.